BTS news that soul the world of K-pop is once again shaken by news that has made many hearts tremble. In an unexpected turn of events, Jungkook, one of BTS's most emotionally powerful members in public, broke down in tears after hearing a heartfelt confession from his best friend and fellow member in the group, Jimin. A confession that, according to many who witnessed firsthand, not only touched, but also revealed something that had been hidden from the public. Something we never knew before, and now it's changing the way many people view their relationships. This incident occurred in a closed-door meeting that was originally intended only as a private meeting session between members who were serving their military service and HYB management staff. However, beyond anyone's expectations, the moment turned out to be one of the most emotional moments ever between BTS members. One of the staff present in the room said that the atmosphere was suddenly quiet, and then it turned into a calm after Jimin took a deep breath and said something that he had kept for a long time. According to an exclusive source who was successfully interviewed by Korean media, Jimin had prepared those words a long time ago, not only because of the courage that took time to grow, but also because he wanted to convey everything directly to Jungkook. No cameras, no audience. Just the two of them in a space of trust that had been built up over more than a decade. For many soldiers, Jimin and Jungkook always seemed close. They tease each other, protect each other, and even on many occasions soothe each other when each other feel tired in the middle of the world spotlight. However, not many people know that behind their closeness, there is a very deep emotional dynamic. And that is what Jimin's confession is all about. "All this time I've been hiding a lot from you," Jimin said in a trembling voice, as quoted by a source who was in the room. "I always wanted to look strong in front of you, but really, I'm tired. I'm scared. I'm afraid you'll walk away if you find out how I really feel." It was as if the words pierced directly into Jungkook's heart. He, who has always considered himself a safe haven for all BTS members, never realized that Jimin felt he had to hide his feelings even from him. Jungkook lowered his head, his shoulders began to tremble, and the tears he could no longer bear flowed slowly. No one makes a sound. Only silence and the quiet sound of tears breaking from someone known for always smiling in front of the camera. Jimin went on to say that during difficult times, especially when they were under international pressure as global superstars, he felt as if he was on the brink of his own indivisible feelings. He never wanted to give up, never even felt worthy to be on such a big stage. He feels small, even insignificant, especially when compared to the huge spotlight that Jungkook, the golden magne, gets. However, Jimin's confession is not to make Jungkook guilty. Instead, he wanted to apologize for closing the door all this time, and thank Jungkook for staying by his side. Even without knowing what really happened, that Jungkook's reaction was in the spotlight, because the moment was not only a tear, but also a long hug that lasted a long time. They didn't say anything afterwards, just hugged each other in silence, as if the world outside the room wasn't important. A staff member said that after that moment, no one could continue the meeting. Everyone knows that something big has just happened. A confession that had been held back for a long time finally broke and touched whoever witnessed it. When this news began circulating in the internal circles of the entertainment industry, many celebrities and artists close to BTS responded. Some of them said that the relationship between BTS members is indeed not just a professional cooperation, but more like a family, and moments like this only prove how deep their bond is. Armies around the world responded immediately. The hashtags #JungkookTruth and #Jungkook Cry for Jimin are trending on various social media platforms. Many fans wrote how they did not expect that there was such a deep story behind the laughter and togetherness that had been seen. Many also cried reading this story, feeling closer to the two members because this story shows a human side that has rarely been seen behind their image as global idols. In one of the international fan base's posts, a fan wrote, "We've always loved BTS not just because of their music, but because they're human. And today, we love them more than ever." because we see how deep the affection they have for each other, even when no camera is on. Jimin's confession also opened a wider conversation about the mental health of idols. Many fans are urging agencies and the entertainment industry to pay more attention to the emotional stress that artists are experiencing. Jimin, with his courage, has once again become a voice for many people who often feel they have to hide their feelings for the sake of looking strong. However, this story is not finished. Many are wondering, will Jimin share his heart's content publicly? Will there be footage or documentation of the moment? Or will everything remain part of their personal story that will only be remembered by those present at the time? Clearly, change has occurred. Jungkook is now seen to be more protective of Jimin in various interactions, even on military platforms. In some of the videos released on a limited basis of their conscription activities, Jungkook can be seen standing at Jimin's side several times, watching his movements, and sometimes patting him gently on the back. Small gestures, but full of meaning. And for ARMY, this is not just a story of confessions and tears. This is a lesson about how true closeness is not only laughter and happy moments, but also the courage to share the deepest wounds, fears, and insecurities. Jimin and Jungkook, two names that have become part of the lives of millions of people around the world, are now symbols of the power of emotional honesty amid the glitter of the world stage. Will their relationship change after this? No, quite the opposite. Many believe that this is the beginning of a new chapter in BTS's journey, where the bond between members is not only based on togetherness, but also genuine openness, even when expressed in fear and sadness. And maybe, as one of the ARMY said, this is what makes BTS remain irreplaceable. Not just because of their talent, but because of their heart. The atmosphere at the military headquarters where Jimin and Jungkook served slowly began to calm down again. However, the emotional moment that took place in that small space remained imprinted in the minds of everyone present. A senior officer who had seen the two of them from a distance revealed that after the incident, the auras of the two changed. Something was released from inside them, as if an old burden had finally been lifted. He says, Jimin himself, after his confession, looks much lighter. He no longer kept the stiff expression that usually appeared at conferences or rehearsals. He becomes more open, warmer, and more actively greets those around him. For outsiders, perhaps this is just a small change. But for people who have known him for a long time, they know that this is an important moment in his emotional growth. Jungkook, on the other hand, looks much more protective than before. When Jimin walked somewhere, he would often make sure to follow from behind or stand not far from him. Even in formal activities that are usually carried out separately, they began to be seen more often together. There is a kind of calmness in Jungkook, although the tears of that day prove that even this strong can be fragile when it comes to someone who means a lot. Shortly after the incident, RM, the leader of BTS who is known for his calmness and wisdom, posted a message on a community platform that only registered fans can access. Despite not naming names, the phrase carries a deep meaning. Sometimes, a delayed word can be a bridge to healing. Never be afraid to talk, because behind that courage, there is a hug waiting. ARMY, who are known to be very sensitive to the dynamics between members, soon realized that the message was referring to an emotional moment between Jimin and Jungkook. They flooded the forums with messages of support, not only for the two members, but for BTS as a whole. Some even shared their personal stories about friendship, about the fear of being honest, and about how BTS has helped them dare to face their own feelings. One of the most viral posts came from a Brazilian ARMY man who told how he once wanted to give up in life, but Jimin's song saved him. Now I know that even the person who saved me once felt like giving up. And he dared to say that. I love him more than ever, she wrote. The upload was liked more than 2 million times in just 2 days.